Alrighty guys, we're here to do a brow tutorial with the fantastic Natasha. First thing that we're going to do is we are going to start with our primer, and our primer is a clear primer. And what it's going to do is it's going to help the pigments adhere to the skin so that your brow will stay in place all day, because we do not want our brows running down our face or smearing or going away in any way, shape, or form. They got to stay on. Alright. So really want to brush that primer down into the skin. If you have a brow brush at this point, feel free to tame those unruly hairs that like to go astray. All right, and we are going to use Irresistible. It's a nice medium brown color. And I'm going to pick up a little bit on our angled brush. And I love this brush, I'm always saying, because it's two-sided, so you get two brushes for your money. So I picked up a little bit of Irresistible, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a line on the bottom of the brow right here, and I'm going to take it all the way up through the brow. And this is going to set up, that single line is going to set up the entire brow. You don't want to start by making a line on the top, because then as you work your way down, you could work your way down too far onto the lid, and we don't want that. After you get that bottom line on, then you're going to put the top line on and fill in from there. What I love about these pigments versus a pencil is that they just create a really soft, natural looking brow, so it doesn't look overly drawn on. So now that we got that first part on, I'm going to pick up a little bit more pigment, and right here where I stopped that last line, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to brush down another straight line, and I'm going to take it a little bit past where her natural hairs end to give it a nice long brow. And that's also going to open up this whole eye area right here, so that when you're playing with your eyeshadow and your pigments, you have a lot more playing room.
How do you know where to end it and where to start it, Chelsea?
Well, we're going to start, this particular line is going to start right here, just to off center of the eye. And then you can kind of, it just depends on what you want to do. I mean, I definitely don't recommend going off into the temple area, but if you look at the corner of your eye right here like this, you could end it anywhere kind of in this area, just depending on how far and how dramatic you want your brow to go. Now, when you first do your brows, don't worry, they're going to look a little bit dramatic at first because you haven't got your eye pigments on yet. So don't be afraid to put the brow on, get your eye pigments done, and then blend it out if you need to at that point. Don't try to blend it out before you have your eye makeup on, because you might blend it out too much. So over here, we're just going to extend this because we want this brow to start right here in the corner of the eye. Now for a softer look, keep the brush this way. If you want a really structured brow, make the brush go this way and sweep in, and that will give a more straight up and down in there. Awesome, look at that brow.
My eyebrows are on fleek.
I love it.
One of them is.
And here's the really cool thing, is after you get it on and that sets, you can touch it. It's not going anywhere.
Nice, it didn't smear.
Awesome, look at that comparison. So let me go ahead and get her other eyebrow on real quick, using the same technique. We're going to do a straight line going up. And remember, we're going to take this up through the eyebrow. We're not going to stop here. We're going to keep going all the way till we get to the top of that eyebrow. And then we're going to fill it in the top a little bit. And then for the swing, we're going to start where we stopped up here, and we're going to bring this down. And as I get to the end, I'm lifting it slightly so that it creates a nice point, but it's really soft. Okay, and then we'll just go in and soften that up a little bit. And then we're going to bring it in over here. And bam, that is how you do brows with the pigments. Now at this point, you could take a little bit of our BB cream and just bring it right underneath the brow and use it all over the lid, and that creates the absolute perfect palette to apply your pigments. All right, so there it is.